Hi. All right, so this is gonna be real quick. I met with a hairstylist coach, business coach, mentor. I'm not really even sure like what to call it, but just know I met with someone to talk about like my goals for my hair business, my personal goals, and how I can just get over a hump. Long story short, I moved to a completely different area that requires a lot more effort to get to and than I'm used to. On top of that, I, was starting to build some clientele at a salon, had to, left that salon to move, and now I just don't know where my demographic is. I don't know where my clients are. I've been feeling like I need to change my services, or like I've just been having a lot of challenges with like what services to offer, where to find clients, how to start from scratch. And I feel like when I first came out of cosmetology school, you know, you're fresh out, right? So I was like, okay, let's do this. Like I was ready because I was comfortable with where I lived and everything. So I knew where everyone was. I knew where to find my clients, how to pitch to them, everything. And so now I feel like I've just been grasping at straws, trying to do like everything all at once. And just feeling like I'm doing a lot, but getting nowhere. Like I'm doing, trying to do wigs, set up my website, set up booking, reach out to, try to find clients. I interviewed at some salons and like those interviews didn't go well, or I couldn't find models, or so, I've just been feeling like all over the place. And, yeah, so that has been just my life. And so, I went to IBS in New York at the beginning of March. So that was actually around, like, that was close to my birthday. So that was nice. So went to IBS and, there were classes there. There was just so much. It was a little overwhelming, and it was my first hair show, but, it was so nice. If you don't know what IBS is, it's the International Beauty Show. And they also have like an aesthetic side. So if you're an esthetician, you can go and like they have all the spa stuff, Medi-Spa type stuff on one side. And then there's hairstylists, shears and hair shows and techniques and all of that. And they have classes. So went to IBS and I took a class called Get Fully Booked. And, this class is at the end of the day, right? So you're in there and you're like, okay, let's just see, what do I need to do to get fully booked? We all want to be fully booked, especially if you're new. And, there were a lot of great takeaways from that class. And the class was held by Mickey Wright. So I have been subscribed to Mickey Wright on YouTube for years. Well before I got my license, I would say maybe for 10 years or so. But I had never, I wasn't licensed. So it wasn't until now that I was like looking back at some of her content, like, oh, okay, this is really helpful. Or, oh, okay, I didn't look at it like this. And I think the difference was I just wasn't in that space. I wasn't in that mindset of, okay, I need to find clients. It was just like, oh, this is cool. She's talking about the hair industry. And so there's some videos where it's just like talking about the industry and some of the trends and how things have changed and all that type of stuff, right? So it was cool to like see her in person and just take in everything that she was saying in this class. And ultimately, my takeaway from that class was that, you have to be goal oriented and you got to find the people. You got to go to the people. You got to get out the house. And one of her lines was, if they're not coming in, you got to go out. And that resonated with me. So a lot of what she said resonated with me, but I still found myself like feeling lost. Like, okay, where, like, I don't even know where my clients are in this new area. Like, I don't know where to go. I haven't seen them. Like, honestly, I ain't been leaving the house. It's cold. But, so she has a coaching program. She has a academy where you can purchase a course, and it's basically, to help you get one fully booked, and just to, have that professionalism about yourself as well. And you work through different steps. So I'm super interested in the program, but I was just scrolling, and there was a consultation. So you could get a consultation with her, a 30-minute call, just to talk about like your goals, and then find out if, you want to go to the next step and enroll in her academy. So I was super stoked because I saw like a sale, and I was like, oh my gosh, let me, and I walked away with so much information in this class, like, or in the coaching call. I didn't even think I needed a coach, right? You're like, oh, I got this. I can YouTube it. And I don't think anything aside, like, even though we have social media, I don't think anything beats talking to a seasoned professional, somebody who's been in the industry for years, someone who has the experience, who built a salon, right? Like, who has that hands-on experience and has been in this industry for years. I've only been, licensed for a couple years, but I've always been interested in beauty, and like I've always been like doing hair on the side. I think we all kind of start off that way, just for friends or whatever, playing around, and I took the leap and got licensed. So so let me just walk through like the call. So I have my notebook. So I actually create these. I sell these notebooks if anybody likes them. Gotta plug myself. But the link is in my bio. So it's a cute little journal that I made. Really cute. But I use this to put my notes in here. And if I'm watching like hair classes or anything, I use it to take notes and write products down and stuff. But, okay. So let's just start from the beginning. So during my call, it was actually a phone call, which was nice. So, cause I'm on camera all day. So it was nice to have a phone call, and Mickey asked me about like, what are your goals? What are some things that you want to do? What do you want to do? Where do you want to be, right? Within a certain time point. And so I threw all of the things that I was working on out there. Like, okay, I have this, I have that. Like, I'm checking off boxes for my business. Like, okay, I have a website. Okay, I have my registrations. I have started working on, marketing. I've started to post things. I'm, on YouTube, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And so I threw all these things at Mickey, and she's like, okay, you doing too much. And it wasn't in a way that was like, okay, you can't do these things. It was, you know what? You got to get some focus. And so we talked through some strategies. We talked through numbers, like what I would need to get to my goal. We talked through different ways to find clients, and what I would need to do. And she gave me suggestions for like ways to what I can do while I don't have clients. What are some things that I can do in the meantime? And that was so helpful, because I think it's a little discouraging when you don't have clients or you're not working, and then you're like, oh, well, what can I do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And then to have her say, well, these are some things you could work on that's going to help you in the long run. So that was helpful. And I walked away with 4 steps to take. And Mickey has Beauty Biz University, which is her course on basically just running your business. So from start to finish, what are the things that you have in place? And you could get through some sections pretty quickly. And then what are some things that you need to do? And here's a framework. Work through these steps, right? And for my brain, I think sometimes I get overwhelmed, and like, it's like, okay, I want to do all the things, right? We all want to do all the things. But it was helpful to say, listen, here's a process. Follow the steps. Don't go out of order. Relax, follow the steps, and you will get to your goal. But this is where you need to start. You don't even have the fundamentals down, right? So I highly suggest making an appointment with Mickey. If you are feeling lost in your beauty career and you're just like, okay, I don't know where to go or who to talk to, or like, what do I do? If you feel like you're doing everything all at one time and getting nowhere, I imagine it like you have 6 bags. So each bag is something that you're doing. So if you're in a salon, that's 1 bag of luggage, right? If you are running a wig business or hair business or whatever, selling some type of product, right? That's another bag. And then let's say you are trying to manage your social media account. That's another bag. And then maybe the last thing is, you want to make money. So you're trying to get out there and go to shows and do this and do that. And that's another bag. So we have a lot of accessibility nowadays, which is great. But, I think that there's really no guidance on like, where do you start? What are the foundational things? And for me, it seemed like it would be common sense. But for me, I think I was just trying to do it all. And was like, okay, I'm dragging all these bags and I'm moving so slow and I feel terrible. And it was like, no, just take the 1 bag, go over there. Once you get that one over there, come back, get the other ones, right? So I highly suggest hitting up Mickey. She's here on Instagram. I'm going to tag her below. Highly suggest having that conversation, getting it started. And, I do want to invest in Beauty Biz University, her class, because I do, I need to work through these little steps that I have here, but I do want to go into her course. I'm excited for where it's going to take me, and to have some guidance. And Mickey was just nice. It was just really nice, easy to speak to, very, listens very well. She was receptive to things that I was saying, and, I was a little scared and nervous because it was like, oh, am I going to feel like I'm like, it's like stupid? Really? Like, okay, I'm talking about these things. Is she going to be like, oh, girl, no, this is terrible? No, it was more so like, okay, these are the things that you need to do. And let's start here. And I have some tools to help you. And so highly suggested. She has a wealth of knowledge, like I said, on YouTube. She's done some classes recently, like I said, at IBS. There's one that I missed the other day. And I'm just really excited that I have some direction. I was able to just talk it through and get some clarity. So highly suggested. Stay tuned because I'll be out here, working the steps, working the plan. Now that I have one that's tailored to me and my goals. So my plan is not, it's not cookie cutter. This is very specific to what I'm trying to accomplish. And then other people's, your own plan is going to be specific to what you're trying to accomplish based on that conversation. So I wanted to keep this short. I'm really excited. So I was rambling a little bit, but I wanted to keep this super short because I am so excited. I'm trying to find, how do I save this? But I'm so excited for just to get started. And so 2 salons had reached out to me recently, so I'm excited to interview and check the salon out first, and then just start somewhere, just to interview, find out what they have to offer and if it's going to be a good fit, and go from there. And this comes after being rejected by 2 salons. So I was, feeling just a little insecure, can I really do this? But Mickey gave me a plan. I'm gonna work the plan and we're gonna go from there. So highly suggest, if you just want someone to talk to about it, and get that next step, highly suggest. And I hope that if you do, tell her I sent you. Let her know I sent you, because I told her I'd post this video, and I'm like, okay, I want to share because this is so helpful. But definitely let me know your story if you do go through with the consultation. Let me know how it goes, and I will see you next time.